AI, whether you love it or hate it, you've probably heard of it, and it's here to stay. We need to start thinking about how AI is going to make a difference for professionals in the HR and payroll space. Hey there, I'm Chris Roig. I'm the Director of Sales Engineering for NetChecks. We're a leader in cloud based HR and payroll technology built for companies with an hourly workforce, but it works great for everyone. And today, I want to talk to you about how we're leveraging AI in the HR and payroll space to make an impact for you. There's a lot of buzz in the marketplace about AI, and rightfully so. I mean, you probably have a friend or colleague who's told you about how they use AI all the time, right? Whether it's to do a quick search, figure out how to fix something around the house, or maybe write an email for them. You may even be using it yourself for some of those things. But is AI really all that it's cracked up to be? I mean, is it worth all the buzz? What's real and what's just noise? Let's talk about how AI can make a real impact for you by helping to solve real business problems. There's a few key areas where AI really can make a difference. And the first one is probably the most popular and also the most obvious. AI can help with efficiency gains by automating manual tasks. It can easily write a letter of reference or an email or maybe spin up a couple of PowerPoint slides. Well, really, there's a few ways that I want to talk about using AI in HR and payroll. The first one is using AI to draft correspondence or to outline reports. Older softwares were able to do some personalization where they'd pull in somebody's first name to the subject line or the opener of a letter or email. But man, AI can take this so much further by automatically personalizing messages for us. And look, in today's competitive talent market, personalization matters, especially if we want to attract top talent. The challenge, though, is personalization takes time. By leveraging AI, we can gain efficiencies and make sure that we're positioning ourselves to be the best contenders for top talent in the marketplace. Another great way to leverage AI is by using it to write fresh copy for job descriptions, for drip campaigns or social posts. Fresh ad copy attracts attention. And when it comes to the hiring game, we want all the attention we can get. And this can be used to really create true efficiency gains. In fact, one study showed that 44% of business leaders saw an increase in productivity by leveraging AI. That means that 44% of business leaders have more time to spend on the strategic initiatives versus spending it on repetitive tasks. And I think that's an important call out is AI is not here to take our jobs as HR payroll professionals. Not at all. No more than computers were here to take our jobs 40 or 50 years ago. What AI is here to do is to help us level up our jobs. By automating these routine tasks, we're able to start to spend more time in the strategic initiatives, making an even bigger impact for our companies. AI is here to help us with efficiency gains. And that's important. But in HR and payroll, I think we could go even further. Have you thought about how AI could impact the employee experience? Maybe make it a little bit easier or more personalized. After all, that is our main responsibility, right? What if AI could help us cut down on service times or wait times to get an answer from HR? What if we could communicate faster and better with information available on demand? Now, I'm not talking about like, oh, your 35-page handbook is posted on the company intranet and they have information on demand. We all know employees aren't reading that to find their answers. In our regular life, answers are just a few clicks away. I can do a quick Google search and find out anything I want to know. Yet when I have a question about our medical deductible, our jury duty policy, and it's the weekend, I have to wait till Monday till HR's back in the office to get an answer. This is a great opportunity for AI to really make an impact to enhance the employee experience by leveraging it to answer questions and provide information on demand. But we don't have to stop there. What if we could make it easier for employees to actually take action through prompts instead of processes? We've all had the employee who couldn't figure out how to do a simple task, maybe putting in a PTO request or a check stub. But I bet that same employee could ask the AI, hey, how much was my last paycheck? Or can you put in a PTO request for me? Now, I know some of you are out there thinking, Chris, my employees will never use that. Well, the reality is AI is here to stay, guys. And adoption of AI continues to increase. In fact, I recently heard ChatGPT is on pace to hit a billion monthly active users, and to do it faster than any company has done it before. Your employees want AI. I'm going to use an example here. Do you remember 10, 15 years ago when electronic onboarding was new, or electronic benefit enrollment, performance reviews, fill in the blank? I remember talking to HR professionals who would say things like, "Yeah, but Chris, I like spending that time with my employees and getting to know them, and I don't know that I really want to automate onboarding, just like I wouldn't want to automate questions and responses." But the reality is today, if I talk to somebody about going back to paper onboarding, they would laugh in my face. And guys, if you went and gave a Gen Z some high tech equipment to do their onboarding like this, good luck. They're going to look at you like you have three eyes. The same is true for AI, guys. This is the next evolution in the payroll and HR space. And we as HR professionals, payroll professionals, we need to start thinking about how we're going to leverage this new tool in our toolbox to help create a better employee experience that can help us keep people excited, engaged, and productive. In fact, I'll go so far as to say I think you need to start leveraging AI to keep your people, because if you don't, someone else will. And the third place that I want to look at real AI making an impact is in the area of data. Data analysis is huge. And by leveraging AI, we can start to make better decisions and make them even faster. Now, most companies that I talk to don't have an HR data analyst on staff. And last time I checked, bachelor and even master's level HR programs didn't include courses on how to write Python or SQL to do data analysis. Yet, data is at the heart of everything we do. It's what the executives keep asking us for. Well, we've got to figure out how to start to leverage this. And this is a great place for AI to make an impact. Through data, we can measure results. We can understand the impact of our new processes we rolled out. Look at which teams are performing the best or what our labor costs are. This is a great opportunity for us to use AI to help us analyze trends like turnover, overtime spend, benefit participation rates. Guys, without AI, what happens too often is we spend all of our time trying to get to the data to find the trend, and then we don't have time or energy to measure the results or analyze the trends. This is a great opportunity to deploy AI to help us look at those trends, to understand and make sense of the data, so that then we can take action to put those plans into reality to make a real impact for our companies and our organizations. The reality is, guys, we're sitting on a treasure trove of data inside of our HRIS platforms. Let's launch AI to help us make sense of the data so that we can use it to make real, better business decisions and to make those decisions even faster. So, Chris, this all sounds great, but I mean, really, does this even matter? Is any of this real? Well, one study by SHRM showed that HR professionals actually spend up to 40% of their time answering employee questions. So let me ask you, what could you do with 40% of your week back? Could you implement a new professional development program? Could you launch that performance program that you've been waiting to launch? Could you get to that checklist that the executives have been on you about? Yes, I think AI can make a real impact. And guys, that's just by answering the low level questions employees ask every day. You can still do the touch points, you can still have conversations with your employees, you can still circle back around and do the value add just like you do with onboarding and benefit enrollment. We talked about how AI can help us create a better employee experience. One study showed that companies with a great employee experience have up to 59% lower turnover. What would lower turnover mean for you? Less time spent hiring, less time spent onboarding and developing. Guys, the cost savings are through the roof with the average cost of turnover anywhere from 30 to 50% of the employee's annual salary. What if we could knock that down by half, a third of this number, and lower your turnover by 20%? Leverage AI to create a better experience and hold on to your employees even longer. And data. The data is the king or queen of decision making. Smarter decisions by leveraging AI make a real impact for our business across the organization. Did the performance reviews work? What did the survey results say? What is our labor cost trending? Why is it high? Which departments have the most overtime? Guys, the possibilities are endless. Even data making good decisions about who to hire or not to hire to help impact the cost of making a bad hire. When we leverage AI, we're putting more time back in our days and gaining efficiencies that help us focus on more strategic projects. We're elevating the employee experience that lowers churn and increases employee productivity. And we're using data to measure our results to ensure that we're making an impact for the business that we're able to prove in the boardroom. And guys, NetChecks is a leader in putting AI to work for HR and payroll. Want to see it in action? Let's take a look. One of the first places we're leveraging AI is by creating a better employee experience while also creating some efficiency gains for HR. It's a tool we call Ask HR. And what we're doing is we're automating the question and answer process. Maybe an employee has a question like, hey, what are our company holidays? I'm trying to make my travel plans and I couldn't remember, is Black Friday a holiday? Am I off on Christmas Eve? I don't want to have to go look at the handbook. With Ask HR, employees can ask a question and our AI assistant will answer it for them in real time using your company documents and only your company documents. Now, employees have access to information on demand, creating a better, more powerful experience, and we're cutting down on how much time you spend answering the same questions over and over again. And as long as it's a question that you've got documentation, like what's our medical deductible? What's our jury duty policy? Our answer engine can go out and answer that for employees, meaning they're walking around with access to all the information they need right here in their pocket. They can also use prompts to ask questions like, hey, how much was my last paycheck? Or can you put in a PTO request for me? Eliminating the opportunity for them to not know how to follow the process and giving them the experience that they have in every other facet of life as they're using AI for everyday tasks. With NetChecks, we're not only elevating the employee experience, we're also creating efficiency gains so you guys aren't bogged down answering those same questions, and we can put up to 40% of your time back in your day. Another place that we're really utilizing AI is in the review process. Here, we're able to give managers real-time feedback and coaching on their performance reviews. Whether it's answering a review question and giving an employee feedback or setting a goal, our AI engine is there to actually analyze the content and run it through a framework to ensure that managers are giving their employees good feedback. It's like having an HR generalist sit with your employees in the review process and coach them through it. Imagine how much better feedback would be when managers have real time coaching helping them write their reviews or disciplinary actions. Plus, we're cutting out the back and forth. You don't have to spend time with that first level review of what your employees and managers are writing. We're also leveraging AI to help us make sense of our data. Our Insights report generator allows you to look at your data visually in each of your key areas: turnover, wages, people. Look at the stories or ask a question directly. The beauty is, we're serving up the answers through an AI generated response. Want to understand how many people have left the company? Well, here's your answer and the highlights of the most popular positions, manager, or reasons for terms. We've also got all of this broken down to answer your next level questions. And of course, with each of these stories, simply click in to see the details, make comparisons over different time periods, or hit our AI engine for even more insight into your trend analysis. Now, we're taking away the time that you need to spend going and trying to run a bunch of reports to Excel and mash them together to find the story and pulling out those key insights for you. Plus, you can ask any questions that you want, and our AI can actually help answer those questions for you. Curious what underlying factors could be impacting your turnover in a specific department or location? Let our AI engine do the analysis for you, and then you guys can take that plan and put it in action. AI is helping us take the HR profession to the next level by leveraging data analysis to help us make smarter decisions even faster. I hope you've learned something about how AI is impacting the world of HR and payroll. If you want to learn more about how NetChecks can put AI into action for you, check us out at netchecks.ai. Until next time, bye for now.